Hello. Welcome to Tarot in the Shadows. Let me get a little mental read of the energies that I'm feeling from you. You're starting to learn a lot of truths that may have been suppressed for many years. Whether it be by the media or just truth in general. But this truth is bringing a transformation. A transformation that I don't think you're expecting. It's going to be amazing. Let's get deep in the energies. See what the tarot has to say. I know I don't post every day, but that's because my energies don't work every day like that. But there may be a future where I am needed every day, so energies would have to realign to fit that. But only das Wut, right? Of course. Oh, of course. You got the madman. People are gonna see you as mad, like you're chaos. But you see, you have born into a chaotic world. You have mastered the flow of chaos because it was survival, it was necessity. But this is also evolution. Some people say living your own life freely is mad. You gotta stay with the norm. No, fuck the norm. You could take that norm and stick it up your you know what, because I don't give a about it, because I hate it. It's disgusting, and I know you hate it too. Let's see what else there is. Interesting. This devil card is really screaming at me right now. 222 when I said that. This can mean a lot of things. This could actually be a very good card because, you see, I know some people think, oh, the devil is just temptation, whatever. You could be on the lighter side of religion and still see the devil card as a really force that forges the soul. You see, you could be the devil, but in order to do that, you cannot become weak and get corrupted with all the. But you could just be whatever the hell you want to be. You don't necessarily have to be the devil, but being truly free sometimes is usually seen as the devil. Being rebellious, right? Yeah, you're rebellious. Who cares? It's because it's a value of the self that goes higher than most. Most cannot get to that mental clarity. They're not naturally rebellious. They're not naturally in their power because they're weak scum. And I hate weak scum. So this card is actually a really big power card. 333 when I see that. You don't have to be in the darker side of you don't have to be on the left-hand path. This could literally just mean there's a fiery engine that is on, and I think it's going to turn out some wealth for you, but let's see what the cards have to say. Remember, if you like this video, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more. Don't forget it. Oh, as I say that, I'm barely moving the cards. I don't need to move the cards. The trumpets. So this is basically this final call of destiny. This is that divine ordinance, that call to action, the call to arms, the call to divinity. This is you in victory. This is a victory card. And this is amazing. Let's see where this victory gets you. Oh yeah, this card. Oh, this is the Hermit. This is an amazing card. This is one of my favorite cards in the tarot. And it's not flashy, it's not cool, it's just the Hermit. But the energies that lie within the Hermit card is actually, I literally, my soul aligns with this card. Because that's one way where I get the most out of my life is within the hermit mode. You see, people think, oh, he's just withering. He has perfect sovereignty over himself. He knows himself. You could be the richest man in the world, and you will never compare throat chakra, probably. I mean, did a little something earlier. I'm not going to, blame it on the throat chakra, but we don't need to talk about that. Yeah, the Hermit is, it's a beautiful card. It's very peaceful. So, this Trumpet card, honestly, because, you see, we have the Madman here. This is whether you're free, like, let's just say you want to move places. You want to go somewhere else. You're going to get that. You're going to, excuse me, you're going to get your freedom. But this is also a individual power-up. This is in a very big, powerful position because, you see, some people would have, there's a lot of, there's some bad cards, but, the Trumpets after the Devil card is actually a very, very impactful combo. Probably one of the best combos you can get out of the tarot. Because you have the angel, the demon, and then you have the angel. This is not even the polarity is basically like a fiery engine that is creating your new life, and you're chilling. Think about it. Think about how insane that is to have the devil on one side and an angel on the other, and you're just chilling. I don't know what's more powerful than that. That's a combo that, no one can handle, right? But some people say, oh, God doesn't reward people on the gray side. Motherfucker, we don't need God. We need God to give us fulfillment. Are we not shadows of God? If people can live in their divine purpose and still be on the dark side. That could be their divine purpose. Or you can be in the middle. People, you see, that is unfair. That is judgmental. That is dark. You just completely denying people the right to, have all these great things in life because they're just a little bit. No, that's foolish. The real man and woman, maybe a woman as well, but like there's been ancient societies that didn't really have women, and some people would say it's their reasons, but nonetheless, the smartest men in this world, they have created secret societies that are based off of the shadow and the light balancing. You can literally do God's work. Like people think, Jesus was all righteousness. I think he was all righteousness, but he also had this darkness. It's really complicated. You have to really think about divinity and really change your mind and see how the yin and yang is light and darkness. It's excuse me. They literally exist. Like that, like the yin and yang. You have to respect both. You see, people, that's the thing with major religions. Religions can protect its citizens. I do respect that. But I don't think it's the 100% truth. I really don't. I honestly think there's way more to it that they obviously don't want to tell you. Let's be honest, if there's secret societies that rule the world, which a lot of people agree, they're not going to tell you the whole truth. So obviously religion is just part of that. So that's really complicated because, obviously you would see some sort of divine order kind of prefer some religions or some sort of thing to an extent. But, it goes, excuse me, it goes so deep. It goes way too deep. I can't just talk about it for a minute. It goes way too deep. There could be one big God, then there's many demigods, which would only factually, scientifically be true, but for some reason people don't want to accept that because they have this bias towards just one. Even if that's true, aren't we all part of the same damn thing? And it's just really complicated. Really complicated. To me, if you want to live your damn best life, Just find out where you fit in the universe and where you feel your soul's guided. Some people, their souls, man, it's just way too deep. I can't. This is a tarot card reading. You guys want me to talk for hours. Really? Is that what you want? For me to talk for hours? Because some of these topics, you guys are not going to sit here for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and know this knowledge. This knowledge takes years. Some of you aren't ready for that. Some of you are not supposed to know that. They don't want me to tell you. They don't want me to tell you everything. And so I can kind of understand why the higher-ups would not give knowledge to the peasants. But, I think it's to an extent, because I would understand where they would try to protect their quote-unquote cattle, because if they are using us as slaves, obviously they're going to want us weaker, and if they're going to want us weaker, then obviously we're not going to be able to handle these more complex, knowledge. See, knowledge can be a curse. People kill themselves because they learn how fucked up the world is. It's real. I've seen it. I've grown up in California. Modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. None of you can tell me shit. Just letting you know, because my knowledge, I know where I get my knowledge from. And I know it's true. Because I lived it and I experienced it and I overcome it. That's why I get my knowledge. Everyone wants to think, oh, where do you go to university? Where do you go to university? Should you go to college? And I'm like, no. All I do is smoke weed and look at life with my mind. And I'm a genius more than all these other people. People forget to use their damn minds. That's true. One day that I smoke too much and I distract myself, I feel pain in my mind because I literally physically feel burnt out in my mind. I never feel that when I have a meditative mode and think about life. 12:12 when I said that. Confirmation for someone. Thinking about things. You see, that's the thing I recommend about meditation. Meditation is literally mental it's like mental exercise. Like it's mental medicine. And to an extent, it really is an exercise. Meditation is a very deep exercise. Because if the mind can work like a tree with a million different branches, then how do you get to these forbidden knowledges? You dive to the deepest depths of certain ideas. That's why people find out that some things are just true versus some that are just not, because they thought about it. But you have to learn a lot about a lot of stuff before you can kind of make that distinction between truth and fiction. It's just, like I said, it takes fucking years. It's not easy. It's not easy. I've been doing this my whole life. It's not easy. Alright, let's get to this other card. This is the Ace of Swords. So you're basically honing, like I said, you're basically tapping into energies and knowledges outside of the veil. Because you've been putting in that damn work your whole life. That's why. I'm talking to some real damn people that are actually really knowledgeable. So I may have to do some live streams, and I would love to actually have more than 9 subscribers. Shit, if I had 1,000 subscribers, that'd be a blessing. But, it's just... I know my truth. But if the dark universe doesn't want my damn video out, and I work differently, I can't just do this every day, then that's not my fault. I've been doing my damn hard, my damn best, you know what I mean? Shit. Damn. Well, you got the Wheel of Fortune. It's gonna work out. You know what? I think I done something a little wrong, because they're telling me, you see, this is the overall card, the Wheel of Fortune. It's working out in many different areas of your life. But the last card, which is in your near future, relative near future, Because this is like present. This Madman, the first card. The first three cards are present to close present, which is basically very, very, very close future. In a way, today you probably already experienced this. You probably already had this. You're probably on this right now, you know. It depends on your journey. Some people, they're finally yet to hit this right here. But that's coming very damn soon. You see, this is close present to present, and then we got the near future, or close future to near future. Because if you're getting a tarot read, it's within like 2 weeks or less, and life goes by fast, so it's pretty close future, but near future. So this is the overall card, so it's going to work out. It's working out, guaranteed. You deserve it. You've been putting in the work. But that's not the craziest thing. That's not the craziest thing, because this card is calling for me. And this card's the Moon. This is a lot of energies that were kind of lonely, kind of sad, kind of depressing, doubtful. But you see, this is in the past. Like, after this tarot card, after I pulled already the 6 cards, this card's calling me. And I feel this card in my hand, and that's what it's telling me. This is past emotions that you've already stepped past. But you see, you've built a lot of strength in those moments of sadness. A lot of mental meditation. You see, all these painful things, all the worst things that happens to someone in the universe is also equally a blessing. Because I would never be as strong as I want to be, or what I should be, divinely, if it wasn't for suffering some of the worst things ever. So every little bit of sadness is more mental workout. I was learning that shit when I was a kid. Every time something bad happened, every time I got sad, I was like, oh shit, it's a workout. I'll get over it. People don't have that shit. They get consumed by weakness. That's why I hate weakness, because it's a poison. It literally poisons the water of a spiritual... like you have a population that also has energy spiritually. It literally is a poison. That's why I despise weakness. That's why I condemn it. Really. Because it shouldn't exist. Well, I mean, it does. It will always exist. But it's just... I'm against the things that create it in this world. Because, people say, weak men create hard times create strong men create good times, and good times create weak men. That's very true. Like, if society just wanted to be peaceful like Star Trek for all the time, they wouldn't be zen. They get used to damn pain, and they would fight against those things that make them weaker. Like look at the if you ever look at Warhammer 40K, I like that stuff too. And it's just cool because Warhammer 40K, yeah, they're kind of religious zealots, but it doesn't matter because they have 100%, they're fine, they hate weakness. I love Warhammer 40K because those people are actually have some brains. And that's why they are dominating the universe. Because they got brains. They take out that weak link and they keep it up. That's what I love. People don't, see, that's so against what this normal world is. This normal world, people are completely against that. Because that is basically invading their own space of comfort. Oh, I'm serious. You have a lot of truth. So when you speak the truth, a lot of people are going to hate it. Even people that are preaching about Christ or whatever, people don't like the truth. I honestly think there's truth in every religion. Obviously men like to create their own little things, and maybe some demons mess around with men to create certain things in certain scriptures. The fact that we want to 100% kill or die off of one scripture, I think is actually intellectually completely fucking foolish and pretty primitive. But respecting each scripture as a possibility of some sort of divine ordinance from a deity is at least the most reasonable. Because then it's not just about one bias, it's everything. How much are you going to learn when you look at everything collectively other than have a bias? You see, people already learned this shit thousands of years ago. You guys don't know shit. You guys don't know shit. This is already talked about thousands of years ago. But you guys are learning. And that's a great thing. Because the fact that you're hearing this is a blessing. You know how much people cannot handle what I say? If you're at this, first of all, if you're at this time of the video, thank you. I love you. And you're amazing. But it's just funny because this knowledge is not normal knowledge. I have info hazards. Maybe I should make a disclaimer. Me having info hazards. Okay, but I didn't talk about this one card enough. The Ace of Coins, this is a foundation. This is a birth stone. You're birthing something new with this card. And to me, you're honestly starting to open your third eye more. You're just learning more about the flows, the ebb and flow of life, suffering, pain, greatness. You're really evolving. It's like another enlightenment. But there's also a foundational earth element that I'm sensing, and it's just wealth. Because, I mean, this world wants to work off of wealth, but you want to work off divinity. Sometimes the divine will say, "Hey, yo, throw a couple mil this way towards this guy. This guy deserves it." That's the world. That's the divine. I'm not talking about no person. I'm talking about the divine. That's what they work. They work through that. They work through this world. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, man, I really want a bike. Next thing you know, I found a fucking bike just laying somewhere. I mean, I didn't steal it. It was just like near the trash. Someone obviously threw it away, but it wasn't broken. Because of the apartments, sometimes people left good stuff because they can't carry it. And I just took that and I rode that. But I didn't like to ride bikes, so it was short-lived. But it was kind of proof that there is something else out there. Something else outside of my own mind. Some people would say God or some sort of divine entity that can influence the physical realm. That's the thing. When you get connected with that, mentally, that type of... Some people call it manifestation. I think it's a little bit deeper than just manifesting. I think it's some sort of divine ordinance. Something that is necessary, because if it's not your path, it's not going to happen. It just won't. That's why I say divine ordinance instead of manifestation or because that would imply they know how to manipulate the universe. And some would say, oh, well, who cares? I don't think God wants you to manipulate the universe. Because manipulating would incite that you're controlling it and you don't care. Well, I mean, you could probably do that for a certain amount of time until God says, okay, no longer. I mean, it's like, because manipulation isn't necessarily dark. It's just kind of like a survival trait. But, like if you're going against someone else's will, let alone their divine will, if you're manipulating someone's will, there's a chance of a bite back. Because, some people have divine wills, and when you encroach upon that all the time, you will be racking up a lot of karma. Trust me. It's sometimes you don't do things. It depends, because there's a way to make it work for you to where it's not against the divine will. You can't push some of these boundaries. There's boundaries in the universe, even in dream realms, other realms. There's always boundaries. And there's boundaries that you don't see. If you guys believe in any deity, there's boundaries. So why is it weird to think about how it would work? That's what I figured out. Because I've seen these things work. I've known how to be on that safe line and actually get a lot done. And it's just like, it requires a certain type of technique and finesse. And you can't learn it, go through it until you go through it, which is pain, torment, and a lot of learning, years of suffering. You know, it's not just something you learn and you replicate. You have to experience it to understand it, to know it, to replicate it, to do it. Especially every damn day, every second. I do it all the time. But enough about me. Appreciate you guys watching. You guys have been amazing. And have a great night. Leave a like, comment down below. Tell me what you think. Terror in the Shadows out. May the shadows guide you.